seconds. I hope you're having an amazing afternoon. Totally feels like a Monday to me in the market. Positioning day, it seems like, with the indexes. There have been some good moods with Target today. I did trade a little bit of Target with put action. And we will look at the SPY as well, see what's going on with the SPY and what we might do with the future. What does tomorrow hold? What sort of crazy things could we see happen? Hello, Bat Scientist. Welcome, welcome. And I did finish my coffee, but today I am indulging in some licorice right here. Yummy licorice. I like licorice. I don't know about you guys, but I like the raspberry one too. It's that one's super soft and sweet and delicious. So I need to head on down. I don't know if anybody out there is Persian and likes soup. Ash is a great soup that I'm going to be eating for lunch. All right, let's rock and roll with the stocks, and I will shoot it out. I know that Mark always looks for the tweet. Oops. Oh, that's so funny. I was totally thinking tweet, and I put come join me live on Twitter. Nope, I'm not live on Twitter. Am I, guys? I don't think so. All right. Hey, John. Namaste. Did you do yoga today? Where is my chart? Where are my charts? Oh, what a mess I made over here. There we go. All right. So checking out the SPY. Good morning, Michael. It was good. Yeah, Asif, those are actually, they are actually not chips, but licorice. All right, so we're checking out the SPY. What is happening with the SPY today? Well, let's pull it back even one further. So we're on the 24-hour chart here. Let's look at the weekly chart. I know it looks kind of confusing with those little rainbows that I have drawn, but we see that we really have set up a big high here the week of January 4th. January 6th, we all know what happens. The verified vote for Biden and the storm on the Capitol, Twitter, banning Trump and other platforms as well. I think it went all the way up to 20 different platforms that banned Trump and pretty much banned his voice. So yesterday or last week, hey Kyle, yeah, for sure, we'll check out Maxer and me. Are you guys seeing that the imagery is a little pixelated? I see it, but it's clear on my computer on my broadcasting screen. So I'm just curious if you guys see me as blurry. I see it blurry on the live stream, and I don't know if that's on my end or if that's YouTube's buffering. So just curious on that, if you guys will let me know. And look at how I spelled stock market. That is really hilarious. I need to go and change the title there. So I'm going to do this 2 seconds while we are live. I totally misspelled stock market. Let me add the A. Done. Better. It's clear for you guys? Okay, good. All right, then I won't worry about it. If you guys can see it, that's what's important. All right, so what's happening with the SPY today? Yeah, all right, let's add them over here. We're getting a list going. MAXRNEE, Mara as well. Yeah, exactly, I misspelled it. Now it's corrected. At least the letters are in the right order. I'll correct the capital first and the capital later. And I have to say thank you for everyone that has bought me coffees. If you guys like the live streams, there's a link to donate to buy a coffee for me. I actually went out and got some more Nespresso. I really need to buy some Nespresso stock because I love Nespresso pods, the Virtuo machine. And I had my healthy smoothie today, going on the health kick with the new year. Awesome. All right, let's look at the SPY, right? Well, we have this big candle here. If we go below 375, big move to the downside. Mark, I was giving you a shout out. I know you look for that tweet on Twitter, so I put it out there. I forgot to put it out on Weeme or Telegram. Sorry. Are you even following me on Telegram? I don't know, Mark. I've got to learn more about Telegram as well. All right, let's add MDT. Is that Medtronic? Yeah. All right. So we're setting this up right here. A lot of big volume, roughly 80% of the time, we tend to fill the gap on a SPY open or, from the open to the close. So when we drop down below, we tend to fill the gap upwards and then potentially continue, or it just continues up. If we gap up, many times we will fill that gap down to the downside and then bounce up. I don't know if it's just computers. It's something that I have noticed in my time in trading and also other traders as well. So watching that, we have not had, this was not a real trade that happened. You guys know I follow the dark pool. This was actually a print from later at close. It's the exact same price if you check it. Low of 375.50 and actually 375.70 was the close. AMD, Facebook, oh my goodness, that's it. We got a lot. All right, I think let's see. AMD, Facebook, gold, I already have gold on my list. Oh, so I spell it correctly, huh? Gold, Microsoft. We'll look at NEO and Apple. Let's look at the indexes first and then, oops, I'll take care of that later. So SPY bounced up, consolidating up here, really has a box of trading sideways right here. We had that on Friday, a big box, and then boom, it dropped, tested, and dropped again. So watching to see Mondays, today is a Monday to me, even though it's a Tuesday, Monday as a trading day, the first day of the trading week. Yeah, we'll check out TLT. I saw it on Twitter. I need to find you on Telegram last week, your Twitter. Yeah, you know what? Twitter is incredibly slow. I think I missed Microsoft, NEO, Apple, TLT, and XOM. All right. So right now, have this box looking for, if we close below 377, test down here, that 374 level. Maybe this anchored VWAP, this was to 2 days ago. If we pull this down here, it's going to be right there at 376.22 or 23. So I pulled it back one more day, and that is actually up here. Where did I pull it? Where was it that it was lower? That's really weird. It was over here. Huh. I'll have to look at it and see. So we did test up here, came down, potential for it to drop further. Maybe it was up here. No? Down here. Oop. There, that's where it is. This day. So looking to see, will we come back down to this level and break down further, or is it going to surge higher than up here? I'd like to see it break above 380. 380, really, right? Every time that it came up here, besides this reversal day, that it has Maxer's the stock of the year. Very nice, Kyle. Very, very nice. All right. And let's check out the Qs. So very similar, likely on the Qs. We have that same sort of price action pulled back. However, the Qs is starting to look just a tiny bit weaker. The SPY was more trading sideways up here. Still, the chart on the 45-minute chart is looking somewhat similar. Had a level of 314 for a breakdown for a potential bearish trade. Definitely performed well there. IWM has rebounded a bit as well. Came to the midline doji day on Friday and surging up, opened up higher, looking to fill that gap, right? We have our close. Let's see if I can even put it on here. I think this one does open, high, low, close. Where is the close? The close is this blue dotted line right here. If you look at it, straight dotted line. Maybe I'll just make this a... What color should I make this, guys? Let's do yellow. I don't really have anything that's yellow. Okay, so that yellow line is yesterday's trading day close at 210.75. So seeing that, all right, well, if we close the gap down here, it would also put us onto that moving average. That could potentially happen. We're following moving averages down to the downward side. Let's check out Dow Jones averages. I don't know why I was having a mental block there. We're also, if we extend this out, We had one day, doji day, dividend, higher, popped up, and now we're outside of this box again. The close was over here at 308, so we can still fill this gap down. It looks like this 200 EMA on the 45-minute chart is really acting as support for a lot of these stocks. So right here, yes, support on the SPY. Qs, let's check it out. Yes, support on the Qs. IWM. Where is it on IWM? Where's our 200? All the way down here. So IWM has a bit further to correct back down before it could potentially bounce. Right now, definitely the Russell is the strongest of the 4 indexes that we're looking at right here. And the Dow Jones bounced off of there as well. I don't have my 425 turned on. Yeah, I do. All right. It's just down here further. Okay. Let's look at the VIX as well to see what's happening with the VIX. So VIX, again, we are trading sideways. Over here, let's turn off the pivots, everything. So we've been trading still in this range for quite a while, not up, not down, not real confidence one way or the other. It seems like almost ever since December, we've really just gone sideways, right? Since right about here, 17th, December 1st, we've just sort of gone sideways on the VIX within this range, which is not necessarily normal. That there isn't a lot of buying. Hey, Chris, welcome. There's not a lot of buying or not a lot of selling power with the puts and the calls, which is interesting. Why, right? You've got to look at things and question why. Well, that's curious to me. Definitely watching this. All right, let's look at Apple, because Apple is one of the major players in the indexes, Apple, NASDAQ. So we will check those out. Apple, you can see we have big area up here. We are somewhat rolling down the hill. We have a descending triangle right here with a support level roughly of 126.80. If we break down, I would measure that, well, if we were to measure it from right here, 137 to 126, roughly $10.40, $10.50. So I'd look for it to pull back down roughly to 115.50 to the downside. Should we break down below 126.80 for Apple? We are testing it. We're still down below the moving averages, right? We have the faster moving averages right here. It's hard with this yellow box. Let me make it a little lighter. There. So we're able to see, hey, we came up, almost hit the 50 simple moving average on the 45-minute chart. We are riding them down, looking for our close. We tested already right here, once, twice, 3 times. This could potentially be the 4th time. Being the heaviest stock in the SPY and the Qs, this could really pull down the averages should we have a pullback of, let's see, 126 minus 11, almost 10%, which would be normal for January. That would be a normal cycle for the market. So keeping Apple on watch. Let's also look at Microsoft for that reason. Microsoft, you guys see we have that similar descending triangle here. We have broken out from this pattern. I'm going to get rid of this one right here. All right, we're going to get rid of that. Draw a trend line right here. We have a descending triangle. However, today we are up above it. Will we close up above, or will we continue to reject this? Where did I get the Apple from? From measuring the height of the triangle to the baseline. From the high of the triangle to the baseline. That's it. That's nice. You don't really like how expensive SPY, IWM, and TLT option premiums are getting. You may start trading EEM and HYG. You don't know. EEM tends to be much slower, bat scientist, and as much, you've got to also think about what options are liquid, right? If the option premiums are getting expensive, then that means that there's more buying on them, right? And that's going to be easier to get in and out at the same time. So EEM and HYG might be interesting. How easy is it going to be to get in and out of them? Just check out the volume, right? Because options can also be manipulated 100%. All right, so Microsoft, we are still battling, rolling down the hill. Let me go here and EEM, okay. I'm gonna turn the daily high off. The monthly open, I'll leave that on. Okay. I don't know, because EEM is so almost boring. It might end up being better, but to me it's kind of boring right now. So let's see, we're in the middle of the day. Will we close below 213.50? That's going to be a potential for me to see that this might draw down further. If we close below 213.50, we're almost at the apex right here for Microsoft. Will this shoot higher? When is earnings? Earnings is coming up January 26th. So we have 11 days till earnings. So might be one to watch for that reason. Just very, very skeptical right now getting into things with the inauguration tomorrow. I don't know, it's just me seeing lots of dark pool prints, lots of dark pool activity, wanting to be lighter and looking at longer term stuff. In fact, I will be on the Ameritrade TD network this afternoon talking about aligning your goals with your investments. So looking at that and preparing for that, it's not something, seasonality, we tend to have that drawdown for the next 2 weeks. So potentially looking for discounts, bargains, and all the dark pool prints. It's just like a perfect storm setup for the market, and waiting, right? I would rather wait to see where it goes than subjectively just jump into something. All right, so we covered Microsoft, we covered Neo. Let's look at the ones I was looking at today on my list as well. I had, let's look at Amazon, because I know people are checking out Amazon as well. So Amazon, we keep bouncing off of this support area. It's another day. We're in this box and we're not breaking down below 30.90. We also have earnings coming up. The first week of February is going to be a big week. A lot of tech stocks earning there. Also, there was a big case against Apple this past weekend in regards to Telegram or Parler. There's a lawsuit that's being brought against them. They also lost the lawsuit against VHC, the second ruling on VHC, which is what shot it up to the spike right there. It came back down to the moving average. Potential for this now to maybe continue up. It's sort of hitting those longer term trend averages. So not a bad potential spot to enter and then move up from there. I totally went off topic. So for today, we have Bhp Energy Group. It gapped up. However, it did not really hold the gap too well today. It had a little run, 30 cents, not that much, and then pulled back. So not the biggest trade there. Light as well today had a big move. Was looking more for the gap fill to the upside today. This is actually on my short list. Hold on. This was my longs, starting with LTHM. LTHM as well pulled back from the massive gap up. This is a semiconductor, chemical. There's UMC, that's semiconductors. Yes, UMC, lots of semiconductors. Personally, I like the semiconductor sector going forward for this year. Also green energy as well as screen companies. I'm going to show you one as well, OTC, AUOTY. This one right here, AU Optronics. Now this one doesn't have a lot of volume. Looking at it overall, I hate that it doesn't auto adjust. Looks like we're getting ready to have a big consolidation for a mark-up period. If you've studied Wyckoff, right, we have the level right here above 6. So looking, this is a long period. You thrive on boring. It means your trades are more predictable and reliable. I actually prefer to trade price. When it goes sideways, I use basic support and resistance. Very nice, Fat Scientist. All right. So looking at this is OTC. It is just over $5. Doesn't have a lot of volume. Volume has been dropping. Big spike when it had a breakout right here. Pulled back. Well, it didn't really pull back. It was just this one right here. But this looks like it could, above 6, have a bigger move. So I'm going to set an alert for crossing above 6. This is a screen company. So this one is like OLED, which look at what happened to OLED. Now they own a lot of patents, OLED does. And the other one as well for the screen sector is video display. This one looks primed as well, very, very low volume as well, 916. I would wait more for an upward motion. I would look for this to break above $3 in my opinion. I wouldn't necessarily get in right now. But those are the ones that I'm checking out to see longer term, you know, park it long term, just sort of let it grow. These are the ones that are available on the US market. All right, back to regularly scheduled programming. Next potential long that I had on my list was TSM today. Massive run up and continued that momentum this morning. Now we have a doji day. Third day after earnings, potential for sell-off to happen, a bit of a correction. Maybe it will come back down over here. Hello, Self. Good afternoon. We also have Blackberry on here for the move. It continued nicely to the upside, squeeze those shorts from Friday. And would look for if we break 1180 on up to $12 for that next potential move. You can see even on the 45-minute chart, once it regains that steam, we had the breakout. The bull flag volume came into it, also had the open, and then it surged higher. Once it broke above pre-market highs, took that out. GameStop as well, another one. This one is lower float. I believe roughly 56 million in here, 51 million. And a little bit of sideways price action. Very weird. It did not show up over here. We have a doji day, higher than normal volume. Maybe this is going to be the top, and this might correct back down to reality. Back down over here to this trend line, or even on down to this yellow one. Bank of America had earnings today. Sideways price action kind of today with my levels. Saw it move to the upside, but we are hitting some moving averages, so not really interested. And what's really going to happen with the economic policy that's coming up with the future president? We shall see. They just made an announcement. You're monitoring KHC. Yeah, I mentioned KAC. Salve, I gotta check that one out too. KHC, Heinz, and Frito-Lay with Pepsi. I forgot to keep those on watch. I've got so many on watch. There's so many good opportunities. All right. Also ACB, Gevo. Yeah, we'll add on Gevo. Here we'll add KHC, Fox A, and Gevo. So ACB coming back down, hit the 200 EMA on the daily and pulled back some moving averages. Might regain some steam here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Might have a nice big leg. This movement right here was from here up to 312. So we might see that we have another move. We might get 61% of that. So 61%, $1.80 from where we are now to the upside. So maybe up to $15. No, excuse me. Not $15, more like $13.50. Just above. It might come up here and test up above again. BHP was on the short list today and had a little run up and pulled back. Now it's following the moving averages up. LITE was also on the short list for potential short trade. Had a big gap, so was interested in seeing where we went from here. And it seems to have dropped a bit, found support roughly around the 93.80 area. So I'd watch that. You can see over here, yep, $94 was really support on the left chart for the daily chart. So it wouldn't be surprising that it did bounce right there. Big volume here today. Probably a lot of stops were taken out. Rocket as well was on the list, and it seems to just be going sideways. I see a descending triangle setting up here. So watching that, this is a multi-point support. So it will be interesting to see if this, oh, we already did Blackberry Rocket. We already did it right here. Did move to the upside. Watching this to see if this rebounds right here. If volume starts to come into it, we've had this support level 1. Okay, this time it failed a little bit. 2, 3, 4 times. If this is able to hold, potential support for a longer term swing right there, in my opinion. All right, let's check out Maxer for Kyle. So Maxer, beautiful. Nice job over here, Kyle. Breaking out up above right there. Let's put on the 15-minute chart. And it's testing, watching to see that 55.60 looks like quite resistance. Hit that 56 mark, pulled back, and surged higher. This one does its lower float, right? 59 million. Very nice. So let's move this up here. And over here. So here we have on our daily, let's select this. My phone is simply blowing up. Lots of alerts going on. All right, so we have this as a support level 49. That would be my risk if I were to be buying long right now. I would look all the way back down here. So it's a little overextended right now. You can see here it got overextended and it pulled back right here, then opened closer to the 4 EMA. Super extended. I would anticipate myself personally a potential pullback. You see it happens right here. Up, pulls back, up, pulls back, up. 2 days down, up, surge higher. So I would keep this one on watch. Looks like to me potential move for pullback. In trading pullbacks like that, I like puts, not shorting the stock, less risk in my opinion. All right, knee, let's check out knee as well. Getting added to the ARK Space ETF. Ah, nice, that would be a good reason why it's moving. Knee as well, surging higher. You see we have some selling wicks coming in here, a little bit of selling here, selling. We have a doji day, lower volume, higher volume selling, and this closed in the bottom half. So I would really watch to see what happens with knee or Nextera. We do have earnings coming up in a couple days, the 26th of January. So we have 11 days as well. So looking at that, maybe they will be trimming some of their position. They might have built the earnings into the price already. And as we know, option premium and volatility cost goes up closer to the earnings date because there's an expected move that's going to happen. So right now we're hitting a high up here. Hey, this might pull back. It cannot, as it seems, to break above $83. Pre-market, it did run up just a little bit to $83.50. That might be a target, $83.50, and then it might fail back down from there. Over here, we had $83.26 as the high. So watching that to see if it is able to close above that $83 mark. If the buyers and the sellers battle today does not play out, I would wait to see whether it can drop below $82 or drop above $83. All right, let's look at Mara. So related to Bitcoin, obviously, this has somewhat broken down. Over here, we have this triangle. It was a very high angled ascent. Now it is coming back down a little bit. Let's put this down here. If we drop from the lowest low right here to the most recent low, hey, it's still looking a bit bearish, but we are above the moving averages. For Mara, I would look for 22 as a support level, or if it could break out up above this downward trend at 25.60 roughly. MDT. So MDT looks like it might be setting up for a bit of a flag right there. See, we have it pulls back. Oh, it hits the moving averages, it surges up, pulls back, almost hit the 21, surges up, pulls back. Okay, almost. Well, we'll see if this is able to. It does have a break above this little trend today. Moving averages are curling up, lower volume than the day prior. So that might be buying volume. If it's able to close above here, would watch to see end of the day. Yeah, I like CRISPR too. CRISPR is good. Makes me hungry for some CRISPRs. Any Canadians know CRISPRs are great snacks. All right, so we have MDT there for Mark. AMD, who asked about AMD today? Somebody gave me a lot. That's it. All right, so that's it. Let's look at AMD. AMD does not look pretty, right? We come down to this support area right here. Will it close? How much volume came in? We just closed above the close from yesterday. I like having this yellow line on here. What do you guys think? It's nice to see, hey, that's the close from yesterday. All right, well, we're testing it. It looks like a bit of a W. We're surging against the trend for the day, against the trend over here. We see a bit of an M, right? This is our support level. If we break down from 88, $10, maybe this comes back down to 78, back down to the support area over here, or just down to $86. That would be my next test, 86, and then I would look for 82.50. All right, Facebook. Facebook is up $6 today, 2%. So Facebook bounced above the trend line here today. We're above almost the 4 and the 8 are almost crossing up. So this will be interesting to see what's going to happen with the government with all the regulations. Are they going to say, hey, you need to break this apart? Is Tim Hortons still alive in Canada? You bet, Mark. It's right around the corner. Up the street, actually, a mile away. So watching this, 258.50, suspect. That's where we were pre-market. Watch to see if we are able to hold above it. Otherwise, we might see that this pulls back down again. And I would watch that. Pure diesel, that stuff. Yeah, it's good. We already did Microsoft. Let's do NEO. All right, so NEO, we had this upward trend. We definitely broke it. Let's pull this up here. Right, draw a couple trend lines. We have this one right here. So let's see, right? If we break down, where are we going to close? Yeah, we'll look at Shop. I'll add Shop on too. I like Shop as well. Had some hate from Shop from when I was talking about it last week, but hey, it wasn't ready to go and it's not ready to go yet. I like it above 1200. So NEO right here, setting up a new trend line, bounced here, bounced here. Oh, we're testing this from the bottom now. We're starting to see the rollover on the moving averages. Cup and handle, what time frame? Right here? It already broke the rim and surged higher. So yes, it could be a cup and handle, but the rim is right here. I would expect for the handle to be more like right here. If that makes sense, Kyle. It's like it's already broken and it's just in setting up more of a bull flag. All right, so we've got NEO. So we are up on the day. Hasn't quite filled the gap, 56.27. Maybe this is a potential short entry back down to fill the gap down here. It's below the averages. It's starting to show that downward trend now. Overextended, hey, perfect time to take profit on the way up, potentially, if you are long, and then wait for it to curl back up again. Right now, it's battling these moving averages from the bottom. All right, Apple, we already talked about Apple, TLT. So TLT still in the downward trend, right? And on the daily chart, very close to flat for the day. Uh-oh, it froze. Did it freeze for everybody? That's it? Are you guys frozen? Dun dun dun. Peekaboo. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. Yes, no, maybe so. No, freeze, all good. Yes, yes, okay. All right. Let's just make sure that you were paying attention. No, I didn't do it. Maybe that's something to come for the internet. So thank you guys for the feedback. All right. So right now we're hitting pretty much the midline on the daily chart and could be coming back down. Watching this 425. You guys know I like the 425 EMA. Watching to see if it will hold support here. Even BABA bounced off of the 425. But all of the executive orders with Chinese stocks and everything, very, very weary to hold them overnight, personally. This could be setting up for another move to the upside if it breaks this trend right here. Bat Scientist, have you ever put on the anchored VWAP from the day prior? Look at how it's testing it right now. So it's testing it from 9:30 from the day prior. What I have found is we're in a downward trend, right? That might be a potential short entry. As with the SPY, vice versa, if it were to come back down and it's in an upward trend, then we might say, hey, then we're going to buy on the day prior. Like if I pull this down, oops. Nope, I didn't mean to pull that down there. Nope. Yeah, I know. I made that bell happen. I didn't mean to. Oh, let me just do a new one. If I put it here, then hey, 376.21, that might be a good buy area if it comes and bounces off of it. I was in a trade this morning with a Chicago exchange and the whole screen disappeared. I had to relog in. All was okay. Trade's still there. Around the same time, I think TrendSpider was down. Yeah, you know, be prepared. You might find that you lose internet. Well, are you prepared to potentially lose internet for a couple of days, not have access to your portfolio? Would your portfolio be okay if that happened? That's why I am sort of watching from the sidelines right now, because I don't want to be in anything and not have access, is my thought process. All right, so we were talking about TLT. Let's look at ExxonMobil. So ExxonMobil hit a spike up. OPEC is really playing a role with oil in relation to controlling oil output. The consumption is unknown. If we go into lockdowns and stuff like that, obviously the consumption drops. They control the oil flow that is available to the public, and that will try to help to regulate the price to keep it a constant. However, when the usage is much higher, then it creates a surge in price, right? So we have 452 up here. It's still riding the moving averages up, higher than expected volume. Are we going to close above this area right here? You can see it's quite a little resistance right there. Last time we went above, we surged up to 53 and came back down the hill. You can see sort of a shoulder, head, shoulders, boom, right back down in October, coming up, pulled back. Will this be a bigger move up? Testing that 49.50 area. Hi, Arky. You're late today. KHC, still on watch, right? On the 15-minute chart, it has broken above. I would like to see this. Potentially, I'm just making sure that there's no other, nobody else is going to come on in another room. I do have 3 different trading rooms I'm in. People are like, Jane, you should do a Discord room. I can't do that. I'm already in 3 different rooms. It's enough as it is with 3 rooms right now. So watching this to see, this could be primed. Let's check something really quickly. Let's go to equity clock as well. Bum, ba, bum. And let's see if we can search KHC. It will let us search it. Let's go here. No. Home. Let's go here. Let's just go January. How many stocks really have Heinz in it? Kobe's cuts. Nice. All right. Look at what tends to happen. Shoot up the end of January. So looks like it's sort of had that setup where it's come back a little bit and then it shoots up. So maybe it'll have a nice move, 35 to 32. Maybe it'll go up to 37. Hi, IQ Micro. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's look at Fox A as well. So Fox A hitting that 425. Look at how it rejected it twice, right? Came up, tested it, rejected it, pulled back down the moving averages. A bit of a triangle right there. I'm going to use this one because it was not able to hold above there. And then down here, I could even extend this all the way down here. It keeps bouncing, so where was it going to break from here on Fox A? All right, let's also look at GIVO. GIVO, nice move on GIVO. Whoever's in GIVO totally missed this today. I was teaching this morning and then had a nice little short trade on Target. We'll talk about Target too, look at that. And so GIVO found support roughly the $10 mark, surged higher, 11.20, found support around $10, lots of buying that came in. Surge had a resistance area 1040 here. You see once it broke out, also probably in relation to shorts that wanted to get out of the trade to end their day. They started to cover and buyers stepped in, took it higher, might see it pull back a little bit further just below and then surge up higher. This has, let's see, is this wave 5? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might be coming into a corrective wave. I would watch that 1258 target up here as a corrective wave. All right, who's buying it? 50% of those of you watching like this help Jane with the YouTube algos. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, if you guys like the live stream, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for a couple of reasons. Like Mark is waiting for those Twitter tweets that come out. What happens if Twitter disappears with everything? Well, then YouTube notifications will be the next way. And then I'll try to figure out another way to get notifications out. But that would be another great reason to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. All right, Jivo. Shop. So Shop, I came out and I said, hey, I like this above 1200. Well, here, let's look at it here. We see that this is really respecting this trend line right now. I said I like it above a 1200 close. It didn't close above 1200. We have a bit of a descending triangle. Would watch now. I might like it above 1175, but really that confirmation is above 1200 for me with a close above 1200. And then a bigger move to the upside, primed for Shopify. It's not ready just yet, in my opinion. One on the watch list. Let's also check out Pepsi, because Pepsi's on my longer term watch list as well. Pepsi is still priming and setting up, not there just yet. Look, we've got the 425, 143 over here. Let's just set a little alert for 143, add alert, crossing up. All right, and you wanted to look at SPTK, right? I think that's the last one, unless you guys have any other questions. SPTK. Hey, Shovel, welcome, good afternoon. Tesla, yeah, we'll look at Tesla, that's it. SPTK, oh, I mistyped it, STPK. STPK, Star Peak Energy. So a lot of the energy sector, this looks like it had a major volume surge right here. Volume has dropped down 2.48 million. Float, it doesn't have the float here. 37, definitely up from the close, $3.43, up 10%. Looks like it's setting a bit of a sell-off here. If we do this, hoopla. All right, we got that. So I'd watch for the breakout of this downward trend. It's testing the 21 EMA. I see that we also have this. This is the way my brain works. We've got this support area right here. More like this. You see how it broke out? Boom, it shot up, came back, gaining strength, and shoot up. Oh, sellers take over, comes back down. Where will it go from here? Right? 35 and 34 is what I'd be watching to see if it can close above or below those levels. And we'll check out Tesla. Tesla, I think, is up today. Up a little. It's kind of in like a holding pattern to me. Let's do this. Trend line. Right? Or even if I pull it right here. No, it's too extreme. This looks better. All right, and could be setting up for a move either way. Right, initial drop down, potentially down to 810, then 800, and so on down. We have a couple gaps. Here's a gap, here's a gap. So it might come back down to 732, might come down anywhere around in this range. Or it could surge higher. I wonder if Tesla will have another stock split once it reaches 1,000 and 1,200. I don't think so, Salve. It very well could, but at this point, I don't think so. I mean, look at Google. They haven't had any sort of splits. Amazon, yeah. We did look at Amazon Steeland. I don't know if you were using that as an example, but I I don't think it will. I think this could go up to 1400 easily. Not right this second, but I think that it could happen. Also, like, I think Amazon in the long term could go up to 4400. Is it primed just yet for Amazon? I don't think so. Really waiting to see if it holds here, waiting to see if we get this January correction or not, which everything is just sort of like, to me. So I'm just being cautious. I'm waiting. Yes, we're up 3 points on the SPY, but we are also down, how many points? It finally broke above 378. Nice. Awesome. So checking to see where we will go from here. I don't know if any news just happened as well in the market. I think that this week could be kind of crazy and kind of wild. So I'm sort of sitting by the sidelines until probably about Thursday, just really watching and day trading some options. So as always, guys, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. If you have a chance this afternoon, check me out on the Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade network this evening around 5:20. I will be on there as well. My pleasure. Janet Yellen confirmation hearing today. Aha. Great. All right, guys. Have an amazing afternoon. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Until then, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time.